Department of Financial Institutions, NMLS ID 237926. Also licensed in Arizona 0941504, Florida LO 76508, Georgia 69178, Idaho, Nevada 57237, Oregon, Tennessee 184373, Texas, Washington MLO 237926.
She's a mortgage mom. She can get things done when you're in need and don't know where to go. Pick up the phone and call Mom.
All right, well, welcome to Mortgage Mom Radio. I'm Debbie Marcoux, and I have Carrie Margulies, soon to be young, in the studio with me today. I'm so excited to have you in, Carrie. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Okay, and remember, I'm not making you wear your headphones, so you have to keep talking into the mic or Drew is going to get really mad at us.
Future husband
Husband will be mad. So for everybody that doesn't know, I'm going to introduce Carrie. She's been on the show before. We talk about her all the time. But Carrie is one of my Mortgage Mom educators. She is a loan officer. She does mortgages. But her husband, Drew, is also our production manager. So he does all of our sound and editing and everything for our commercials. And so he's the one that's going to get very angry when he takes the sound to get it ready for radio and you weren't talking into the mic.
Got it.
Look at her. She's like, I'm pulling it up. Pulling it up. For you, Drew, only I'm making sure that she does this. So welcome to Mortgage Mom Radio. I want you guys to know this is interactive. If you are watching, you got to tell us that you're there. You have to say hi. I can see my dad's already popped in and said, hello, everyone. Dad, thank you so much. You are the biggest fan we have. We haven't seen Aunt Pam in a while, so I don't know what the heck's going on with her, but my family definitely follows along. Yes, they do. So anyway, Dad, thank you so much for watching. And if you guys are there and you're watching, please let us know. Say hi, put something in the feed. Again, this is an interactive show. We're going to take your questions and we're going to answer them for you. We're going to take this sound that we do every Wednesday live on YouTube, and we're going to send it to radio for Saturday and Sunday to all of the markets where we are currently in. So we've got, at the moment, we've got Washington, Nevada, California, Texas, and Georgia. So we're moving right along across the country, and we're trying really, really hard to keep expanding on that. And obviously it's all of our listeners and all of the questions that you're asking, and the more viewers and the more listeners that we have, it allows us to expand the show. So please, please, please make sure that you guys give us a thumbs up on the video, and subscribe to the channel, do whatever you can to please help support us, share the videos to make sure that we're getting around to all of your friends and family. So, anyway, we're not going to actually respond to what my dad just put into the post. So thanks, Dad. This is actually a real live show. You can't do that. Anyway, love you so much. Anyway, so here we are. It's Mortgage Mom Radio, and we're going to do a little bit of catching up with Mom with Carrie. We're going to get to know Carrie a little bit, and then we're going to actually do Mortgage Mom question and answer today. I think that's really good, especially since that's what this show is all about. The more questions that we get, the more education that we can deliver. If somebody else is thinking the question, someone else has that same question, if not like 30 or 40 more people or more.
Yes.
So we're going to actually read a bunch of questions that I have received in the recent short term over the last couple of weeks. And then we're going to answer those questions, and I'm going to put you on the spot.
Okay.
And we're going to see how this Mortgage Mom educator, Miss Carrie Margulies, is going to answer your questions. So it's going to be good. Anyway, so let's do a little bit of catching up with Mom. Number one, Care. I did get a text message from Mr. Drew last week that there is a date on the books for the wedding.
There is.
Yes.
There is. We're going to, it's not really public yet, but I guess we're spilling the beans now.
We're spilling the beans right now because your mom's going to watch the show. So
yeah, well, I did tell my mom.
Okay.
We're going down to City Hall, and we're doing it the day before Thanksgiving.
Okay.
My mom's happy that we're, finally getting married, especially two babies.
Later.
Yeah.
Right. That's okay.
But she's like, why aren't you doing it in the church, sort of a thing? And we'll get there. I'll get there, Mom. One thing at a time.
Yeah.
Let's just make it legal.
Yeah. There's like this viral load that's been going around.
Yeah.
It hasn't really made it very easy for anybody that's been trying to pursue their wedding dreams to really have that big, grand, glorious ball. Right.
Right.
So
it's not my first rodeo either. So sorry, Drew. So I've already had that big, grand wedding, and, we kind of, it just everything gets delayed.
Right. And see
I
how
feel
that
like-
worked out. So now you don't even have one. You got 2 kids. You guys are doing great, you know? So yeah, I say keep going with it. More power to you.
Yeah,
And
thank
take
you.
the money and maybe go on vacation when everything
Yes, buy a
settles
house.
down. Buy a house. Exactly. Me and you have talked about that.
Yes.
Yes. And
Yes,
you
I
guys need
will.
to, right?
Yep. I look all the time, believe me. Just looking in different states.
Yes. I
Yeah.
know. Well, because your family's really from Texas, right? A lot of them?
No, they all migrated from California to Texas.
To Texas. Okay.
Yeah. But I have some family in Tennessee, and some friends in Tennessee. So we're probably going to Tennessee, especially the hospital there specializes in my son's bone condition. So that's probably where we'll end up. So
Okay. All
yeah.
right.
Sorry,
Well,
Mom.
you know what? Hey, I don't care where you go as long as you continue working for me because you are absolutely amazing. You are definitely one
Thank
of my
you.
best. I got to say the whole team is phenomenal, but like sorry, Heather, you're my favorite. So anyway, no, I'm just kidding. Everybody is fabulous on this team. All of us hardworking moms and dads. And, Tim's a hardworking dad and Larry's a hardworking dad. And, so we're just, it's all about taking care of the kids and working our butts off to do it. Right.
Yeah. Well, you're not getting rid of me, so
No, I'm not. And you're not allowed to
You're
leave. So
stuck
it's
with me
perfect.
forever.
It's perfect. I love it. So we got a wedding date on the books. I love that. It's coming. I know that it's at City Hall, but you be prepared maybe for some I don't know, honking or signs or something. Isn't that what they're doing now? They're doing like the drive-bys and the honkings and stuff.
I don't know. I'm hoping it's in a small, tiny room where nobody can see me.
Oh,
or
no, I'm
take
talking about after.
pictures.
I'm talking about after the fact.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what'll happen after.
Yeah, exactly. So Drew jumps on. He says, love my ladies. Luke says hi.
Aw,
I know. And the very best to you, Drew. I really hope everything turns out good. The fact that you came in studio today and little guy's sick and he's sitting in the ER right now waiting for some help is pretty amazing, and it shows your dedication to not only me and Mortgage Mom Radio, but to your clients. And it's that is something to be said for that, and I get it, of all people, right?
Yeah. Well, I think I've canceled on you 2 or 3 times because every time I schedule to come in, one of the babies gets sick.
Right.
It always happens.
Every
so
time.
This time I'm like, nope, we have to figure it out. So we have nannies on standby, mom and dad, or grandma and grandpa on standby. So we made it work.
Yeah, exactly. So that's awesome. And I appreciate it very, very
course.
much that you did that. And Drew, I wish you and Luke the very best of luck. I hope you guys are in and out of there fast because Lord knows that the ERs are never fast.
Worst.
Never fast. Poor Manny was there on Friday night, and this is my catching up with Mom. So as you all know, Manny works for me. You guys can see him putting it into the feed. Who's getting married? Chief Manny, you need to be watching from the beginning of the show. Miss Carrie Margulies is getting married. But, poor Manny had his little run-in with the ER on Friday night because he played some ball and he's getting a little older and he didn't stretch and he hurt his back. But it was the first time he'd ever done that. So every time he would breathe, his back hurt. And he thought it was from breathing, that he thought he was having a hard time breathing. He's not realizing it's his back, right? So unfortunately, Manny has had 2 open heart surgeries. And so when you're talking about somebody that does have a heart condition and they're saying they can't breathe, even though it's most likely a pulled muscle or a pinched nerve.
You can't take chances though.
No chances.
Especially
Go
with
to the
your
ER.
kids.
Exactly. And he's an adult, which is the worst thing in the world because he's not really an adult, but by age he's an adult, right? And so I had to drop him off at the door and drive away. So wait till you get to that point. It's not easy. It is not easy to drive away from your kid and send him inside when you don't know what's going on. So anyway, he had a very, very long night. It turned out it was just back pain. Thank goodness.
Good.
We will take that. We'll take that all day long over anything else. But yeah, I don't think he got home till like 3 a.m. and I think he got there at like 8.
Oh yeah.
It's just the ER's never a short
I've
process.
had those nights, plenty of nights like that.
Yes.
I'm hoping Drew isn't there too long.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I really do hope that you guys get through it. So Drew, all the luck to you. We're as soon as we get off this show, we're gonna start praying. So
Plus, he still has to edit tonight.
Yes, he does. And he's still got a show to produce. So, so sorry, buddy. So sorry. All right. So this is Mortgage Mom Radio. We've caught up with Mom. I think that was a good one. You're getting married. Manny was in ER. Not a fun time. The fact that you can't go in with your kid when they're 20 because they're an adult stinks. And we're going to leave it at that for the week of catching up with Mom. So what we are going to do, though, is we are going to go ahead and we're going to start to read questions that have been coming in from our listeners, and we're going to answer those. Like I said at the beginning of the show, I'm going to put Carrie on the spot so that you can see how one of my very best educators actually answers the questions. I think it's pretty amazing, and I think that you'll find that you guys like the way she answers them, and that you would feel comfortable getting your phone consultation and calling the office and, you know, working with really anybody on my team. So that's what this show is going to be all about. It's going to be Mortgage Mom Radio Q&A. But first, before we get that started, again, I want everybody to know this is an interactive show. We want you to please put your questions into the feed, and we will read those out loud and answer them for you. All sound comes from Wednesday's live YouTube, so you can watch us stream it live and do it. The best way to do that and to know when we go live, there are two ways. Number one, you go to YouTube and you search Mortgage Mom Radio, and you click on that subscribe button and you turn on that notification bell. Number two is that you can text the word mom to 844-935-3634. That's 844 We Lend for You. So that's 844 WELEND and the number 4. So text the word mom to that number. You will get one text message a week only that just says we are live now, and it will be a link so that you can actually click on it from your phone and you can watch the show, interact, ask questions, and be part of it. If you want to call in while we are doing this show live on Wednesday in studio, please feel free to do that. It is the same exact phone number, 844 WELEND and the number 4. So 844-935-3634. Exact same phone number. Call in. They'll send you over to the studio, and your voice will not only be on YouTube, but it will be on your favorite radio station that you like to listen to us from over your weekend. So we've got a couple of comments. Drew says, love you both. And obviously we love Mr. Drew. A dad says, yep, right to the ER. Yes, Dad, absolutely. And that's where he went. And my dad says, I have a cold and I went right for a COVID-19 test. LOL. Yes, we're all doing that these days, right? The minute you start the sniffles or the cough, you immediately freak out. Oh my goodness, do I have it?
Yeah.
And it's sad because you do have to think about it. And then, you know, if one thing has come out of this whole pandemic is that I believe that we in the United States feel an obligation to work. We feel guilty to call in sick. We feel guilty to not show up. And if we've taken one thing out of all of this, because think about flu seasons in the past. Everybody spread it to everybody. Everybody was sick. One person in the office got it. Everybody got it. Everybody's kid got it. Every family got it. And it just kept, right? So if we've all gotten something from this is, number one, we've all learned how to work from home.
Yeah. Stay home when you're sick.
And stay home when you're sick, and don't come back until you're better, because, you know, it's not sometimes a 2-day thing. Sometimes you're out for the week, right?
Yeah.
But you've got to get past that point of where you're still spreading.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's one thing if you got a little bit of a leftover cough that's lingering, right? But you know you're past it. Right. So hopefully, if we have all learned anything at all, it's stay home when you're sick.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. And our oldest, I guess, Jacob, is in daycare, and I swear every other week he comes home with the sniffles or, you know, something. And we've kept him out for a whole week just to make sure everything is good, because, you know, there's a reason why he's coming home with the sniffles. It's other kids aren't staying home.
Right.
They are a lot more, you know, being a lot more precautious about things. But we did have one COVID scare at the daycare, and they closed down for 2 weeks. And that's pretty good for the whole time being open. It's just, sometimes I wish some of the other parents would be a little more cautious. Like, hey, even though it seems like a runny nose and this and that, like,
little bit more.
But they still do get colds. And he does, I mean, and it's his first time exposed to so many kids. You know, he's basically a COVID baby. So he was on lockdown for the beginning of his life. And so now they're always sick. Yeah,
exactly. So the one piece of advice for Mom this week is, if you're sick, stay home.
Yeah.
Please. All right. So let's take a very quick break. And then when we come back, we're going to start reading questions and going through answers. And if you have any questions, we want you guys to throw that in the feed. So we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back to Mortgage Mom Radio. Again, I am Debbie Marcoux. I'm the host of the show, and today I have got Miss Carrie Margulies on with me. She is a loan officer and Mortgage Mom Radio educator, and she is going to be the person that is giving you guys the answers to your questions today. I will obviously pipe in, and we're going to talk, and all that good stuff.
I'll nudge you if I need a little help.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to go ahead and get that started. And again, if you guys have your own questions, or if something sparks your attention from the questions that we're reading, please feel free to go ahead and put it into the feed. Let me know that you're there. Tell us that you're watching. Say hi. We would love for you guys to be part of the show. And again, all of your questions are helping others when you're willing to ask them. So please keep that in mind. Again, it's an interactive show. We want you all to be part of it. It is every Wednesday. We are live on YouTube. We have started doing it. We've kind of found that our sweet spot is 1 p.m. Pacific time. So that gives you, I think, a lot of people just a little bit more ability to be able to jump on. We're not doing it at 5 p.m. when you're trying to drive home and trying to listen at the same time. We're not doing it too late when you're starting to get kids into the bath, or we're not doing it, maybe you can catch it on your lunch break, or maybe you can catch it, when you've got maybe a minute of a break, in the afternoon when you're at work. So 1 o'clock every Wednesday, it is Mortgage Mom Radio. We are live on YouTube. All of the sound is going to go to the show for the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, to radio. So again, if you want to be part of it, you want to be interactive, you've got to know when we go live. Best way to know that we go live is number 1, go to YouTube, search Mortgage Mom Radio, click on that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell. Or number 2, text the word mom to 844-935-3634. That's 844 we lend for you. You want to spell it?
Spell it?
Yeah.
844 WELEND and the number 4.
Yeah. Doesn't that roll fine? It rolls good, right?
I was waiting for you to ask me with the phone number, because you ask Heidi every single
time.
time.
I know. I always put her on the
I've
spot.
watched the show so many times that I know the number by heart.
Right? Exactly. All right. So we've got, let's see. So looks like Cindy jumped on. Yes.
Hi.
Yes. Hi, Cindy. Thank you so much for watching. We love you, lady. All right. So here we go. We're going to start with our questions. Are you ready?
Uh-oh.
All right.
Pressure's on.
All right. First one. Super simple.
Okay.
This one comes from Yvette. She says, hello, Mortgage Mom. I would like to buy an investment property. Can I buy an investment property with stated income? First part 1 of her question.
Yes. We have a special program, the DCSR.
DSCR.
Was close.
Sometimes you turn them around. It happens.
Yeah. Where they qualify based off what the property itself will rent for and what your payments are on the property.
Correct. So the property actually carries itself based on the rental income that can come in. So as long as the rents that would be received on the property are enough to cover the principal, interest, taxes, and insurance on the home, the home can stand by itself and qualify for the financing with no documented income of any kind from the borrower. Say that again, because I want everybody to make sure that they heard that.
Yeah, no document of any income from the borrower.
Correct.
It's all about the property.
Yes.
So it actually makes for a pretty simple file.
It makes for a very simple, very easy file. So number 2 option would be investment property with stated income.
I don't think we have
Bank
any
statements.
Well, that's not really stated, is it?
It's kind of. So,
I mean, we still have to document all of it.
We have to document. We have to verify documented deposits into a business bank account,
Yes.
right? So we are documenting income. We are not documenting taxes, tax returns. Yes, exactly.
So, and I do a lot of those bank statement loans.
Yes, you do.
I'm
She
the
is
lucky
the
one.
queen. She is the queen of the bank statement loan. That is for sure. So is it necessarily stated income? No. Does stated income these days exist? No, we don't have that product. There is no, I make X amount, we're not going to verify. There's either bank statements where we're going to take your bank statements and we're going to verify deposits, or there is the debt service loan where the property has to be able to debt service itself. So it needs to be able to carry itself based on his rentals. But that is very, very great loan. I mean, honestly, like beautiful loan. All right. So we've got Jennifer jumps in. She says, hi, all. Mom says, hi. Hi, Jen. Thanks for watching. And Dad says, great commercial. So actually, that was a really cute commercial.
Was fun.
Mikey makes all of our commercials. We try to change them up every week, at least one of them every week. And then we play maybe, one or two from the weeks before. But that was a pretty awesome Halloween commercial. And again, there is no way for you guys to see it or to even know what we're talking about unless you are watching us do it live or you go to the YouTube and you watch the most recent show. So make sure you guys to tune in to do that. Again, I want to say, if you have any questions whatsoever and you are watching the show right now, we can see you out there. We know how many are watching, but we don't have any questions coming in. So if you have a question, please do not hesitate. Put it into the feed. Ask us your question. We are going to read it out loud and we are going to answer it for you. So on to number 2, part 2 of Yvette's question. Okay. So first question was, I would like to buy an investment property. Can I buy an investment property with stated income? And the question was yes, right?
Yes.
Part 2 is also, can I put as little as 10% down on an investment property? And I'm not going to put you on the spot with what is the percentage, and I know it.
Okay.
Okay. So I had to actually look it up to answer her question because believe it or not, guys, when you send an email to questions@mortgagemomradio.com, I am the one that is answering your questions. So I looked it up just to confirm, right? So I'm not going to put you on the spot. That's something we have so many loans, so many loan programs, so many different credit scores, FICO scores, loan balances. There's no way to know it all. But is there a stated income investment property loan with 10% down? No. Look at her. She looks at me.
I'm like waiting for the answer.
No, the answer is no. No, you can't. So the very minimum down, especially for that debt service ratio loan, which I think would be the easiest loan to do for an investment property, if you don't want to qualify with tax returns, is 25% down. And again, that is going to be your best down payment amount based on credit scores, the rental income from the property. So again, if the property can't carry itself, you're going to have to put more down to get it to a point that it can carry itself. If you don't have a really high credit score because of risk, they're going to probably require a bigger down payment. But minimum down payment investment property for a debt service ratio loan, which is not verifying borrower income, would be 25% down.
That's pretty standard for an investment.
25% down. Full income docs is 20. You know what I mean? That's.
I mean, you could do 20% on full income, but the pricing is awful.
Absolutely.
So that sweet spot on the conventional is 25% down too. So it's pretty standard.
Yep, absolutely. So I thought that was a phenomenal question, and I wanted to make sure that we read it and we got the answers out. We're going to move into the next question. But again, if you guys are out there and you're watching and you want to be part of this, or if you're listening on Saturday or Sunday and you want to be part of the live feed or you want to watch it, all you got to do is text the word mom to 844-935-3634. You want to spell that out?
It's 844 We Lend for You. It's 844 WELEND and the number 4.
You go, Carrie. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. So let's do one more question. Then we'll take another break.
Okay.
Then we'll get back to questions. And again, if you have any at all, we want you guys to put it into the feed. If you are listening over the weekend and you guys want to reach out to us and you want to get a phone consultation or you want a phone call back, that same telephone number is the number that you call. If you want to book an appointment, you go to mortgagemomradio.com, and right there you can click book appointment and you will be able to book an appointment. You can book it for Saturday, Sunday. You can book it for Monday through Friday. If there is not a day and time that works for you, all you have to do is send me an email on the website. There's a contact us. You can send it to me that way. Or you can email questions@mortgagemomradio.com. Let me know what day and time works best for you, and I'm going to do my best to get you booked. So 2 a.m. isn't going to happen. 7 a.m, 100% all day long, we can make that happen for you. It's just you need to ask for it. So let us know if there's a certain day and time that works for you, and I'll get this one up because she's got kids anyway. She's already up at the crack of dawn. It's fine.
I'm up all the time.
All the time. All right, so here we go. So question number 2.
Okay.
All right, this is from Gabby. She says, good morning. So I recently saw your video on YouTube on Wednesday, and I love all the information y'all give us. Thank you, Gabby. Appreciate it. I live in Fontana, California, and wanting to buy a house in Georgia or Carolina. This will be my first home, and I'm interested in buying so I can start paying double on payment and maybe have it paid in 15 years, if not sooner. I'm looking to move in the future. I would say maybe 5 years or sooner. Maybe this would be an investment property until I move there permanently, and then it would be my home. How would I go about doing this, and would this be a good idea? I just thought even if it wasn't being used, because all my family is there and they could look after my home while I'm here and they have no problem doing this, maybe it's a good time for me to buy it now. So she's asking for our advice, right?
Yeah,
she's
it's a
asking.
great question.
It's a great question.
And I've had this before.
Yeah. So how would you answer that?
Well, there are different options. She can, and it all depends on qualifying too.
Right.
So best option if she doesn't plan on renting it, is to try to qualify as a second home. You have to carry your current rent along with the new payment, you know, as far as your debt to income ratios. So if you qualify that way, great. Use it as a second home, visit when you want, let your family use it when they want, whatever. If you don't qualify, then you'd probably have to structure it as an investment property and rent it out until you're ready to move into it.
Okay. So I'm going to pretend to be Gabby for a minute and ask you questions.
Okay.
Okay. So, you know, hey, Carrie, my family's there in Georgia. And so I want to buy a property that, you know, I can eventually in the future move into, but I want to get a jump start on it. I want to buy it now while the property values are today's price. And then, but I'm going to probably rent it out. How much money do I need to have for a down payment if I'm going to rent it?
So you're going to need at least 20% down. Like we just discussed, 25% is much better as far as rates and pricing. But you can get it as little as 20% down.
Okay. So if I don't want to rent it out and they're going to watch it for me. I'm going to make the payments on it and I'm going to, you know, eventually move there and I could afford to make the payment without rent. What's my minimum down payment?
10%. Am I right?
Yes.
Oh, okay, good.
You are. You are absolutely right. So 10% down is what you would need for a second home. So where I was kind of going with those questions is, and like you mentioned in your, you know, previously, if you are buying a property and you can afford to qualify with your income with both your current rent and the new mortgage payment, and you don't need rental income to offset that debt to qualify. So if you can carry it all, you make enough money to do that, you can buy it as a second home vacation property with 10% down. If you need the rental income to qualify, you're going to need the 20% down or more as an investment. And when we say or more, 20% down is the minimum, but like Carrie mentioned, you get much better interest rates and closing costs when it's 25% down versus 20% down. So again, that would kind of be the goal to trying to get to that 25% mark if you're looking to buy something in as an investment, but obviously 20% will do it. So if you're just really trying to get to that investment property, 20% will get you in the door.
Right.
Right.
And just to further add to that, if you're doing it as a vacation home, you can't say that the house is, you know, 20 minutes away from you. It has to truly be like by the beach if you're not by the beach, or in another state. You know, you can't try to be tricky and say like, I'm really going to buy an investment, but I only want to put 10% down and I can qualify with both payments, but it has to make sense.
No, and so there's actually a guideline that says that it has to be 60 miles away from your current residence. So where you live now, if you're not buying something that's at least 60 miles away, you are absolutely not going to get yourself a second home loan with the 10% down and the better interest rates as far as financing goes. However, if, like Carrie said, let's say you live in Valencia and you want to go and buy something in Ventura, it's not 60 miles, but you're going to buy a condo on the beach. That is a beach house. That's your beach house. That's your getaway. We know it's not 60 miles. It makes sense. So there is still some common sense factor when it comes to underwriting, although a lot of people don't think so because they just don't understand the process very well. There is still some common sense factor in what will work and what won't. Right. But in this letter here, Gabby does actually say,
yeah, she's moving to
different
states.
Right. Well, and she said, you know, she actually mentions in here that she may use it. She said, we could use it for when we come down for vacations, but what do you suggest? So she's kind of asking, you know, should we use it for a vacation property? Should we use it for an investment, for a rental? That's the piece that we can't answer for you, right? Do you need it as an investment? Do you need the additional income to be able to carry that property? That answers your question. Do you need it or do you not, right? Should you rent it? Should you not? Can you afford to make that payment without renting it out? You'd rather not have renters in it. You want to keep it in pristine, perfect condition for when you're there and you're using it, then you don't rent it out. So that personal opinion is up to you, and finances and what can you afford and what can't you, and condition of the property. And if you put a renter in it, you're not going to be able to use it for yourself when you do visit. So those are personal circumstances, right? We can't tell you should you or shouldn't you, but we can tell you what your options are and how do you get there. And that's the bottom line of Mortgage Mom Radio is we want you to ask the questions so that we can get you to the answer. How much do I need down? What credit score do I need? How much can I qualify for? What if I buy it without, rental income? What if I buy it with rental income? How does that change my sales price? This is what I'm planning to do. What is the best, loan that I can get for this scenario? So we can't tell you what to do, but we can tell you how to get there. Right. All right. So we've got a couple comments. So my Aunt Pam finally jumps on, says, hi, Bug. Thank you, Aunt Pam. I was wondering where you've been. You used to be my biggest fan. But I know you've got a job now, and I'm midday, and we used to do it later in the evening and all that stuff, which makes it harder for you, Floridian. And then Heather jumps on. She says, hi, ladies. And hi, Heather, don't listen to the beginning where I said that Carrie's my favorite. I love all you guys all the same. Trust me. All right. So a great question, Gabby. Thank you so much for really writing in and asking that question. I did answer you, and I did make sure that I got you moved over to, I believe actually Heather, who is licensed in Georgia, so that you could talk with her and, kind of get that game plan going. She is one of my educators. But if you ever have any further questions, you can always continue to reach out to me and to my team, and we are going to continue to answer those questions for you. So we have Alexi gets on. She says, can you use a second home rental as an Airbnb while you're not using it? So I said I was going to let you answer the questions, and if you don't know the answer, that's okay. I'll answer it.
Can I
it's
take
newer.
a gander at this one?
You could totally take a gander because
Okay.
this is actually new guidelines. So I know what it is. I've run into it.
Don't know 100%, but I'm assuming on a second home, and I would double check guidelines before I told anybody this, but on a second home, as long as you're using it, I believe a certain percentage of the time.
2 weeks.
2 weeks out of the year?
Yes.
That's it?
Yes.
Then then I think you can use it as an Airbnb the rest of the time.
You absolutely can. So we
It just
cannot
can't
use
be permanent.
Right.
correct?
You cannot have a permanent year-long lease with a tenant because obviously you're not going to be able to occupy that property or use it yourself for your own vacation needs. You do have to be able to have the ability to utilize that property for your needs in order to call it a second vacation property. So an Airbnb, you could absolutely 100% Airbnb that property while you're not using it. And then obviously you're going to calendar off the weeks that you will use it so that you can't rent it during that time. And you can absolutely take advantage and use that property for yourself. Now, keep in mind that Airbnb income, if you are trying to do second home financing, so 10% down, using it as a second home or a vacation residence, getting that lower interest rate, getting that lower down payment, we cannot give you rental income to help you qualify to get that loan. But is it allowed? Is it, are you going to have a problem with your lender if you do an Airbnb on it while you are not using it? And the answer is no. So it is a fantastic, fantastic option to actually go down that road and buy it as a second home if you can qualify to do so. So yeah, your gander was 100% correct. 100%.
Okay, good.
Yeah. And I love it. And like she said, like Carrie said, she's always going to look up the answer before she gives you the wrong answer, which is what we all do. And there are so many scenarios and loan products and questions and different scenarios and credit scores that many times, many times we have to go back and we have to actually look up the information and make sure that we're answering the question right. So
and it's changing all the time.
Every day.
Yeah.
Every single day. So let's see. Aunt Pam jumps back in again. She says, still your biggest fan and driving home, so I can't text. Oh, please don't. Please don't text right now while you're driving. Just listen. Thank you so much for jumping on. I love you for that. Heather says, well, Carrie is my favorite too.
So sweet.
That was
Thanks,
such a
Heather.
good response. I thought for sure she'd give me something snarky. And then Alexi says, awesome. Thank you. And actually, Lexi, thank you for asking the question. Again, like I said, is if you ask the question, I guarantee there's many people that were thinking the exact same question.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
you were brave enough to get on, ask it, and actually follow us, watch us do it live on Wednesday. So we absolutely love you for that. Thank you so much. So we are going to take a very quick break. Again, if you guys are listening by radio on Saturday or Sunday, you can't see the awesome commercials that we play in between our segments where we just stop for a minute, breathe, get to take a quick drink of water or whatever, and then we come right back. They're like 10 seconds long, but they're cute. So if you want to be able to do this with us live, you've got to follow along. The best way to know how to do that is number one, text the word mom to 844 we lend for you. That's WELEND and the number 4. Do you know the actual number?
No.
All right. It's 844-935-3634. Text the word mom to that number. You will opt yourself in. You will get one text message a week. I promise I do not send anything else. And all that it is a link to tell you that we are live so that you can click on it and then you can follow along, watch us do it, interact, ask questions, and even call in to that same number to get on air, on radio, on YouTube live during the show. So keep that in mind, but opt yourselves in. That's the best way to know we went live. Or go to YouTube, subscribe to the channel, click that notification bell so that YouTube lets you know when we're live. Those are the best ways to know that we're there. You guys want to book an appointment? Go to mortgagemomradio.com, click on that appointment button and select your day and time. You're going to get a call from either me or one of the educators, Carrie, Heather, Cindy, Tim, Larry. Everybody's working hard for you guys, and we are all working all the time. So Saturdays and Sundays, no problem. If you're listening by radio and you want to call today, go to the website, mortgagemomradio.com, book your appointment, or call the number and book your appointment. We've got our call service that's answering 24/7, and they'll book you an appointment. So again, it's 844-935-3634. Carrie's going to spell it.
844 we lend for you. That's WELEND and the number 4.
There she is. Woohoo. All right. So let's take a very quick break and we'll be right back. All right, so welcome back. This is Mortgage Mom Radio. I'm Debbie Marcoux. I'm the host of the show, and I've got Carrie Margulies, one of my Mortgage Mom Radio educators, loan officers. You've got all the different titles. I love it. And she is on today as my guest. She is soon to be Miss Carrie Young. You are going to change your last name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, very exciting. And that's going to be November 26th.
23rd.
23rd. What
Yeah.
day is
The day
what
before.
day is Thanksgiving this
Isn't
year?
it on the 20th? Oh, yeah. Thanksgiving always changes.
Yeah, always.
I'm
I think
pretty
it's
sure it's the 23rd.
I think it's the 27th. You better double check what your wedding date is, lady. Anyway, I love that. That is so funny.
All I know is it's the day before Thanksgiving.
I know, exactly. So she's the day before Thanksgiving. So she is soon to be Miss Carrie Young, which we love. So Aunt Pam gets on, says, I was at a light. Great little commercial. Thanks so much. Love you. And Heather gets on, says, oh my God, so excited. A wedding. Yeah, it's down at City Hall. So we're going to do one of them honk buys, where we actually, once they get home after they're done, we're going to go with like big banners. Maybe we'll make a big Mortgage Mom Radio banner and we'll stand outside City Hall for you. So when you guys walk out, we're still 10 feet away, all that
I get
good stuff.
embarrassed easily.
There you
so
go.
you know.
I love
I
it.
think I'm already red in the cheeks.
All right, Cindy jumps on, says 24th is your wedding day. So we've got
I was
people
close.
watching. Yeah, we've got people watching and commenting. I love it. Hey, and that was actually Tiffany. I thought it was Cindy that did. Tiffany jumped on and said Thanksgiving's the 25th this year. Oh, it was. See,
Well,
look
Cindy was there too.
Yeah, well, it's so hard.
Yeah.
I'm old and like this. It's the font's
gotta,
this
like,
big. I
pull
mean,
them
it's
out, yeah.
trying to read it from far distance. But no, that's great. Thank you, ladies, for jumping in and helping us. So this is Mortgage Mom Radio Q&A today. I pulled questions that I have received by email over the last couple of weeks, and we're just reading them. And I'm putting Carrie on the spot so that you can see how your phone consultation will go if you call in and you want to talk. The answers that she's giving you are the same answers that I'm responding to these people that do email me. Remember that you are more than welcome to do that. So if you have questions of how to get started and you just want to send me an email, I love email. It's questions@mortgagemomradio.com, and you are going to truly get a response from me. And then if you need to talk with somebody further, it will either be with myself or one of my girls and boys. Obviously, I've got Tim and we've got Larry, the mortgage dad, and then we've got Carrie, Cindy, Heather, and me, right? And Heidi and Tiffany.
Yeah.
And Jenny and Manny. Oh my goodness, how did I forget Manny? So we've got a good team of people that we're going to get you guys
probably won't
to.
call you back.
Manny's not going to call you back. All right, so here we go. Next question. Okay. I love it. So this one comes from, this one actually came from the contact us. And so it says from the website. So he went to the website and actually clicked on the contact us. He puts in here, his subject is refinance to lower rate. And his message says, hello, I'd like to refinance to a lower rate if it makes sense. Thanks, Vic. So it was that simple and that easy of an email. And from that, I replied to him and I said, would absolutely love to help you. Here is the list of information that I would need to know to give you a quote and to help you to understand whether it would or would not make sense. And from there, he responded, and then I got him in touch with one of our loan officers, and he's on his way towards happier days. So
good.
Actually, one thing that came up with Vic, which was great, was, he had some mortgage insurance. And so we're going to talk about that a little bit later in the show. And that might be something that's a really good idea right now to be considering to try to get rid of, especially with property values up. And we're going to talk about a particular scenario that you had that was just a brand new purchase that was done end of last year, FHA 3.5% down. And, you ran some numbers and it looked good. So don't anybody go anywhere. We're going to talk about PMI once we get through all these questions of the day. But, there's so much good that comes from these questions. So again, we want you guys to be interactive. We want you asking questions. We want you part of the show. Please put it into the feed. If there's anything in particular that you're thinking, you've been wondering, or something that I say sparks an additional question, be part of the show, because this is what's helping everybody get the answers that they're looking for. So one last request. If you guys are watching right now, please give us a thumbs up on the video. That helps us a lot when we get those likes. It helps the algorithm and it helps get us to the top of the search engine when people put mortgage. So please, please, please do that for us. We'd really appreciate it. All right. So this one comes from Windblown is the name. Okay. And I love that because we don't know her name until she actually signs her email. So it says, how creative can you get to help me refi a loan in Idaho and also get a loan on a free and clear owned property in Colorado? Cash out to buy more investment properties in Tennessee. Ooh, I like it, right? I'm self-employed and without much work, entertainment industry. The Idaho property has about $60,000 or less owed, and comps are about $200,000, if not above $300,000. Are statement loans back? Thanks for your time. So once again, and this was actually Karen. So once again, she's asking our, stated income loans. I'm pretty sure that's what she means by our statement loans back, right? Stated income. I'm going to refer to those more as a bank statement. She is self-employed. She's got a bunch of equity in one of her properties, and she's looking to expand to do buy some more property in other states. So how would you talk with her? What would be the questions that you'd ask her? I'll pretend to be Karen right now.
Uh-oh.
So I say, hi, Carrie, thanks so much for, taking my call. I've got about $60,000 that I owe in my Idaho property, and it's worth about $300,000. But I was thinking, I want to buy something else, probably in Tennessee, but I can't prove my income. Right. So what do we do? Can you get creative for me?
Yeah, definitely. Well, again, like we talked in the beginning of the show, I guess I'm supposed to be talking to you.
Yeah, it's okay.
We can do the DSCR. Did I say that
yes,
correctly?
You did.
I always mix those up.
You do.
To pull cash out of the one for a down payment to again do another one of those loans on a property in Tennessee that she wants to buy. So basically she'd be getting two of the DSCR loans, one to pull cash out and then one to buy another property.
Right. Yeah.
So that can definitely be done.
Yes. Very. And again, as long as she's got, a good credit score, and when I say good, it doesn't have to be perfect, but it has to be good. As long as she's got a good credit score and she's got a big enough down payment, so she's going to pull the money out of the one investment. Again, we're going to make sure that the property is carrying itself by its own principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. Rents are covering that. Then we're going to pull the cash out with the property qualifying for itself, give her the cash. She's going to go buy another property or maybe multiple properties with the money she pulls. And those properties, the rents that can be earned on those homes will then be able to carry themselves. Again, not qualifying her, which means that we're getting her more investments, more real estate, and we didn't have to worry about qualifying her with tax returns or what her actual self-employed income is. Right. So yes, we can get very, very creative. Karen, thank you so much for the email, for the question. I hope that we were able to help you, get you off to the right person, and you got the information that you needed. But anybody that is listening, again, all you got to do is send me an email if you have a question and you're wondering what can we do. It's questions@mortgagemomradio.com. Go to the website, go to mortgagemomradio.com, click on that appointment button and book yourself an appointment for a free consultation, or call us. It's 844-935-3634. What's that spell, Care?
It's 844.
I
almost said 1-800.
I love it.
844 we lend for you.
That's right. So it's 844-WELEND and the number 4. You guys can text the word mom to that number. You're going to get a link for our you're going to get a link for our phone app. You are also going to opt yourself in to get a link once a week when we go live on YouTube on Wednesdays. And you are also going to be able to book an appointment. You can do all kinds of stuff with that number. You can call that number, book an appointment. You can do anything that you need to get a hold of us with that number. So keep that in mind. So we have Lori jumps on. She says, hi. Hey, Aunt Laura. Like I said at the beginning of the show, my family loves to watch and follow. Thank you. I love you guys. Erica, again, family, love it. Erica Joy gets on. She says, hello. Don't forget to like the video. Thank you, Erica, for the reminder. So please, yes, everybody watching, please like the video. It really does help us. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel. That helps us a lot as well. If you turn on your notification bell, you're going to know when we go live. Or if you opt into our text messages, you're going to get a link. All you've got to do is click on it. You can watch the show from your phone. So trying to make it as easy as possible for you. And we're trying to get free education out to everybody, all of our listeners, to make sure that they're learning, and it makes the process just a little bit easier. So we only have 4 minutes left of the show. And I know that your soon-to-be husband is going to be very irritated with me when I go over my 4 minutes. So I'm going to actually stop with the questions for right now, because I want to make sure that we talk about the scenario that we mentioned earlier. So the refinancing, the property values are up, buying a house, FHA, low down payments. So let's get to it so we don't miss that piece. And again, anybody listening to the show, whether it's Saturday or Sunday by radio, or whether you guys are watching by YouTube on Wednesday, I want to make sure I'm getting your ears to perk up right now. If you have bought a home anytime within the last 12 months, I would say, not anytime. I would say anytime in 2020, if you bought a home in 2020, all the way as recent as, let's call it February 2021.
Right.
Would that be about right?
Yeah.
So anytime, and if it was before that, you should really be perked. Okay. So if you bought a home anytime at all prior to February 2021 with an FHA loan with 3.5% down payment, with a conventional loan with 3%, 5%, 10%, anything less than 20% down payment, and you are paying mortgage insurance, you need to get rid of the mortgage insurance. So number one, values are high, which is going to give you the equity you need to do the refinance to get rid of the mortgage insurance. Number two, rates are still very good. They are still low. So if you are worried about refinancing because that FHA rate that you got was super low, let me just tell you, by the time you add your PMI that you're paying monthly, you are not at a super low rate. So talk about the scenario a little bit of what happened. Where were you at? What was the purchase price then? Where is the value today? And what are you recommending that they do?
So I had a client who bought actually at the beginning of 2021 for $475, and now checking comps on his property, the value's right around, I want to say about $560, $565.
Phew.
I know that's a big
Huge.
jump, almost
Huge.
$100,000 in less than a year.
Right.
So we can actually refinance him. His credit score is a little bit better now too, which is great.
Every time they get that mortgage, which a lot of times we go FHA because of the
lower credit score.
Right, absolutely.
So I'm able to get him into a conventional loan where my LTV is probably not quite 20% in equity yet, but it's still really low. I think I'm about 82, 83% loan to value.
Super duper duper
options.
Inexpensive to get rid of that mortgage.
The mortgage insurance is either really cheap monthly as compared to, the $300 and something a month that he has on his FHA, or we can buy out the mortgage insurance altogether. And you don't have to into the loan.
Exactly. That's where I was going to go, rolling it all into the loan. So when we say buy it out, that doesn't mean you're writing another check to try to get rid of it. We can roll that into the actual brand new loan balance, what it's going to cost to buy it out to get rid of it completely, and what you're going to pay for the cost of $2,000 or $3,000 or $4,000. Finance is going to be significantly cheaper than what you'd be paying in mortgage insurance today. So even if you don't have that 20% equity, you are still a very good candidate if you purchased a home anytime February 2021 or older, right? Mm-hmm. Or further away. So anytime 2020 and beyond, to get rid of that mortgage insurance and to drop your mortgage payment. So where are we at today as far as the interest rate? A lot of times FHA rates are lower than conventional.
Right.
So are they looking at taking a rate increase from where they were?
Actually, with this one, because his credit score was so low when we did the purchase, his rate is about the same, if not a little bit better. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. That is absolutely amazing.
Yeah. I do have another one where their rate was a lot lower on the FHA, but they're still saving money because we're getting rid of that mortgage insurance.
Right. Yeah. The mortgage insurance is really, really expensive on those FHAs,
definitely,
especially if you're in a higher loan balance. So if you're in LA or Orange County or, one of those areas that have that high cost limit of that higher amount, if you are over a $625,000 loan, you are paying at a much, much substantially higher minimum monthly amount for that mortgage insurance than you would be if you were on a conventional. So there are options to bring that mortgage insurance down much lower, or again, to even get rid of it altogether. So if you've got the 20% equity, it costs you nothing to get rid of it. And one last thing that I want to talk to you about is the fact that FHA loans, unless you took a 15-year fixed and you put down more than 5%, which most people do not do with an FHA loan, the mortgage insurance never goes away. It is on your loan for the life of the loan. So even if that rate is really low right now, you've got a 2.5% interest rate, and we're talking to you about a conventional 3.25%, you are still in better shape to get rid of that mortgage insurance that will never go away by taking that higher interest rate, but getting rid of that mortgage insurance. So you've got to call if you guys have mortgage insurance. Again, I hope your ears perked up when we brought up the subject. Homes are at the highest that they've ever been in history as far as value. Interest rates are as low as they've ever been. As far as, time, overall time, interest rates are low. Property values are high. This is the time to take advantage. It is not a question of if the rates will go up. It is a question of when. Yeah. It is coming. It is around the corner. Don't wait. Property values will drop a little bit. I do believe that in my whole heart. And I am buying a house right now in the middle of the game of buying a new house. So do I think anybody thinking about buying should be sitting on the sidelines and not buying? Absolutely not. I think that you need to own a home and you need the tax write-off and all that good stuff, and property values always go back up. So you just don't sell if the property drops a little bit. But is it going to drop? Probably a teeny tiny bit, yes. So while values are high, interest rates are low, if you've got the mortgage insurance, you need to go to the website, go to mortgagemomradio.com, book yourself an appointment to talk to somebody today about getting rid of that, refinancing, getting yourself into a better loan. Go to the website, go to mortgagemomradio.com, click on that appointment button, schedule that appointment. And if you don't see a day and time that works for you, send me an email to questions@mortgagemomradio.com, and I will email you back and I will get you on the calendar for a time that works for you. So if you need a morning or you need an evening, we're going to make sure that we get you handled. But again, if you've got mortgage insurance, you should not wait, you need to talk to us. So make sure that you get yourself an appointment. You can call the number, call 844-935-3634. Our call service will book an appointment for you. If you are calling during the week between 9 and 5, obviously we're answering the phones. That is our number. And Jenny's going to see what she can do to try to get you off to somebody immediately. Worst case scenario is you get a call back within 15 minutes. So we're pretty Johnny on the spot to make sure we get you taken care of and get you the information that you need. So I am over. Your husband's going to kill me. Your soon-to-be husband is going to kill me because I went over my 51 minutes. We hope that you guys enjoyed the show. We hope that you enjoyed the questions. Please, everybody listening, to all of our listeners, keep them coming. Make sure that you are getting us those questions. We want to answer them for you. We want you to be interactive. Text the word mom to 844-935-3634. Carrie, one more time. What's that spell?
844 we lend for you. It's 844 WELEND and the number 4.
That's right. Text the word mom to that number and you'll never miss a show. We'll be back next week. We hope you all have an amazing weekend, amazing week. And we'll be back Wednesday on YouTube at 1 p.m. Pacific time. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Debbie Marcoux, licensed by the Department of Financial Institutions, NMLS ID 237926. Also licensed in Arizona 0941504, Florida LO 76508, Georgia 69178, Idaho, Nevada 57237, Oregon, Tennessee 184373, Texas, Washington MLO 237926.
She's a mortgage mom. She can get things done. When you're in need and don't know where to go, pick up the phone and call mom.